Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today we've got another Gun Gripe episode for you. I've got a couple of special guests here. I've got John and Evan, Warrior Poet Society. You guys know John Lovell, of course. Excellent dude. He's been on our channel a couple of times. Evan, I don't think you've ever been on the channel.
No, man. Thanks for having me. This is fun. Look at this place.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a man cave.
We're in the dungeon. This is awesome.
We are in a dungeon. So we thought we would take a moment in this Gun Gripe to kind of catch up with John. He's got some really exciting projects going on. Want to give him an opportunity to discuss it. Man, you got a lot of neat things going on, but also just how's life in general? How's things been going?
Yeah, good up at Warrior Poet HQ.
Pretty great. Growing fast. This past year has been amazing, so
doing more YouTube videos and social media in general, hiring some staff. Our store is growing, so the movement is spreading, and so all thumbs up over at our neck of the woods. And then we've got our new network, which
finally launched our new network, which launches June 1st. So get over there and subscribe. It's going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm. Now, we already did a podcast together over on Life, Liberty, and Pursuit with Matt and I. But for the YouTube, viewers, let's go over the network a little bit. Discuss sort of like why you did it and what you're looking to accomplish with it.
Sure. So this has been, we're bringing to fruition something we started a long time ago. We started the Warrior Poet Society. It's kind of a niche where we saw, man, I see the need for a man to be both very dangerous, and so you see the warrior aspect of like men should be able to be good protectors. That's a good thing, right? So men should be able to be dangerous, but also extremely gentle and vulnerable, so that you're fit to defend a family, but also hold one together with love and affection and, tickle fights and Lego castles and stuff.
More well-rounded.
Tickle fights and gunfights.
Violent, blood, death, gore warrior, which is cool too, so we like that part.
So it's a good balance. It's lions and lambs, warriors and poets. And I'm like, man, that's a noble thing to be able to try to call people to that level of living. And I'm on my personal journey. Evan's on that personal journey where we're trying to become better warrior poets, that lover and fighter, lion and lamb. And so that's the ethos. So we've got a noble mission. Now, anybody that wants to have any movement, you have to fund it or you're dead in the water.
Capital infusement.
Now, some trolls immediately you mention money. It's like, no, give me all the content for free. You decry First and Second Amendment,
right.
But the moment there's money involved, you turn into a massive socialist. I'm like, dude, capitalism, careful, And so if you want to fund anything, Mother Teresa could not have served well in Calcutta without huge dollars and missions.
That is an interesting analogy there.
It's just the fact of the matter. So we decided to fund it by me going on the road and continuing to teach tactical pistol, tactical rifle classes, room clearing. And so, man, I was just busting it for the last, I guess I've been doing it about 6 years where that's my full-time job, where I was teaching outside of the military, where I'm really focusing in on the average civilian. I'm after the common man, because that's what I am now. So we were funding our ethos and our mission through classes, but then we also developed our website so that big tech, which was against our YouTube growth, couldn't all of a sudden one day take you away from us. And so our goal was to be able to capture our own audience by developing our own website. And now on our website, we sell all kinds of stuff of apparel and knives and
belts and shirts and
bags and body armor
and subscriptions and trips to Africa. We're going to Africa. We're going to Israel. We got a bunch of fun stuff.
And you guys are giving away a Humvee.
We are giving away a Humvee.
And John's going to deliver.
Instead of you telling us, let's show them what you're talking about.
You want to see our promo video?
Yes.
Roll it.
Yeah. Now, there's some of you watching, you've already bought in to our mission. You see what I see. You see the need. So if you want to go ahead and sign up early, it's $79, and you also get a t-shirt with you when you sign up.
But wait, there's more. The first 10,000 subscribers will be entered into our big giveaway.
So this giveaway is one of the coolest. We're going to give away our War Poet pistol.
Not only that, 3 lucky subscribers will get to spend the whole day getting trained personally by John Lovell. And 1 lucky subscriber will be picked up at the airport, brought back here to HQ, where you're gonna have a super fun day, meet the whole team. You're gonna get some personalized training and a bunch of other cool stuff. It'll be a great day.
And the grand prize, we're gonna give away a Humvee. Are we really doing this?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're doing that one. Oh yes. Oh, we're absolutely doing the Humvee.
All right.
That's happening.
All right, and All right, and the grand prize, you're not going to believe it. We're actually doing it. We're going to give away a Humvee. Military Humvee. Yes, you heard it right. Rush the door because that's the coolest thing we've ever done. Would I really be delivering it to their door?
No, that's a real thing.
We can
That's
talk
going to
about
happen.
that, but that would be the plan. We would
That's
ship
the real
it
part of the
there,
giveaway.
and then it'll be a great episode.
Ship it and rip it.
All right, and I found out about 15 seconds ago that if you live in the continental United States, I'm going to personally deliver it to your door. We're really doing that?
Yes.
All right, we're really doing that.
We're going.
I will be delivering it to your door personally. So, that's amazing.
So when you guys were making this promo, you didn't even really factor in. You didn't know you were actually giving away Humvee. You thought that was just pillow
They
talk.
knew.
The producer and I, we had chatted, but we failed to mention in the moment that John was going to be.
I feel like I should have been
delivering it.
included in
So
this.
if you live in Washington State, close to the Canada border,
Please
you're
don't
going to
win.
have a hell of a delivery. So it's going to be awesome.
Please don't win, because I'm gonna have to deliver it to their door. The network marked one of the next phases in our thing. The first thing
right.
was develop our ethos. The second thing was fund the movement, and people get to be able to get good stuff for their money as well. But it funds our movement. The next thing is to continue to grow the movement and own our own content. And so that's what you're seeing. So now big tech and the powers that be can't take away our platform. If they did, we have our website, but now we have our own streaming service. So apps you can download on Roku or Amazon
iOS,
Fire,
Android.
iOS, Apple TV, all the stuff you can download, and it's entertaining shows, and it's also all our training
It's going to
classes.
be feature-rich films. We're not going to be just doing YouTube content. It's going to be longer format, higher quality, fun stuff, unique characters, people, a view inside this whole world as opposed to just a behind-the-table kind of thing. So
It looks nothing like
gonna get you in
our
there.
YouTube channels. It's not that. It's more like Disney Plus
Yeah, there
for
you go.
masculinity, good traditional values, and violence.
And
It's
we
that
got
stuff.
We got demonetized in November on YouTube a little bit, and that was kind of a wake-up call that we probably needed to own our own content a little bit. And we have background in some of this with technology, so we thought, let's go after this and give them something that most people don't see yet.
And we still have got more plans. So we plan ahead. That's what we do. We have good counsel, and we plan ahead, and we're playing a long game here to be better
Bringing
forces
comedy
for good in the world.
and
Yeah.
the whole 9 yards. It's going to be guns and fun and
Yeah.
Well, we did some, filming yesterday, and part of this filming that John and I did together with these guys will also be going up as a partial, episode with this content,
Yeah.
right? Maybe not a full bore episode, but
I
at
think
least
so.
at least a segment, right?
So good.
The idea being, though, in experiencing this filming with these guys, it is very different the way they're putting this content together, and it's. In my view, of course, being a bit of a layman here, it's like the filming of the filming. You're sort of discussing what goes into how these people put out their content. The real world applications and lives that these people live is something that doesn't really get documented that often. Now, I would imagine it goes beyond that in terms of what the planned overall content is going to be for these guys. But from my view, I think that's pretty important, right? John and I were discussing earlier and on the podcast about this whole thing against, versus being in the political spectrum versus the cultural spectrum of how we enact change within the community as it involves our rights. And I agree, these guys are doing a great job of really just exposing what liberty is for the everyday person and how we protect the things we love the most, right? And showing that it's completely normal aspect of the way our society operates, that it is completely normal to love your family and be a loving father and go out and go on picnics and tickle fights, like you said, but then also have the ability
Flip the switch.
to exact great harm to the people that would hurt your family, right? And you got to be both. You've got to be a rose, but you got to have thorns too. And I do like that idea of what they're trying to accomplish with both the network and what John has done with his YouTube channel over all these years as well. We've been at it going on almost 13 years now.
Wow.
Is how long we've been
That's
running
amazing.
the YouTube channel. And we have really run the full gambit of different aspects of 2A lifestyle, right? Whether it's hand loading ammo or gunsmithing, or whether it's melting a gun down or doing a firearms fact or a general informational video that we're trying to reach people with, or in the case of Gun Gripes, which is certainly on a very different level of the stratum. We are very politically active with Gun Gripes. Sometimes that's not always the best way to go about it. It's just a way to go about it. But I like the way you guys are approaching the advocacy part of it, because you're doing a lot of important things on the back end. You support FPC, GOA, USPCA, those guys.
Yep.
And of course, you are vocal when the time to be vocal is there.
Right.
But I think it's a cool idea what y'all are doing, and
We're trying to demystify the space, because, I mean,
good.
as a civilian myself, coming into this world, you think of it as far more aggressive and hard to enter. And then you find out all these people are just using these weapons as tools, and they're more like hammers than actual stuff. And then people in LA who have no idea, they want to see into this and see what a Georgian would do with weaponry like all this stuff behind us. And it's not crazy, it's not weird, it's not awkward, and we're showing that side of it.
That's cool.
absolutely, man. And there's some other videos that I'd like to make. And one video, we probably won't have time for it on this trip. It just gives us another opportunity to have John down again, which luckily he's local here in Georgia, so he's not too terribly far away from us. Georgia is really becoming this hotbed of content creators and sort of the East Coast Hollywood. I know that's really getting thrown around a lot in terms of the, motion pictures being made and production capabilities. And I know Georgia has some relatively lenient tax shelters, or let's just say, I guess tax incentives would be the more appropriate term for Hollywood types that are bringing jobs and things into Georgia. So Georgia has really become this East Coast Hollywood, and our gun laws are really, really laid back and easy to navigate. So it really makes production a lot easier for guys that are in the 2A spectrum. So I think it's so cool that John's here and he is local. But another piece of content that I think would be really cool is to maybe do a video on guns that you're uncomfortable with, or guns that you're unfamiliar with.
That John's uncomfortable with.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The stuff that John is uncomfortable with. So I'll literally lay out like a small group of selections of guns, and then we'll cover them up, and then you won't know what you're shooting until we reveal it, and then you have to manipulate and use them. And,
it's going to be a train wreck.
I know, but that's what's so funny about it.
That's the part of yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have to make.
We'll give him some scenarios that he has to just go.
I'm down. I'm good to some.
Yeah, John's good with this right here. So what are we gonna give him? Give him an example.
Whether it's a big crew serve gun, medium machine gun, or what, if the military's been using it for the last few decades, it'd be pretty switched on. But if you were using it in the Civil War, I'm just gonna look at you and be like,
we just give him a chainsaw.
So do you? I don't know.
And so
I'm
great
I'm ready to learn, bro. I'm ready to learn. You got I don't know what most of the stuff in this room is. It looks like it fires some type of projectile. And that makes me like it.
Some weaponized.
But I won't understand it until you teach me.
That's right. Well, it's always fun to have John and the guys down, because they do such a great job of just putting together wonderful content. In this case, both for the Warrior Poet Society YouTube channel as well as their network. Thanks. And of course, we always get some funny content as well. The 50 cal gag is going to be a lot of fun.
That was fun.
We broke out the Parrot rifle.
Oh,
that's
the cannon!
Really cool.
The cannon will be on the network.
Yeah. So some of what we've been doing, you'll be able to see on the network. So definitely support their efforts. They're great people. There are some great instructional videos over there that you guys can get in on, as well as all of this unique content that they're putting out is totally worth being a part of. And I think lifting the curtain from behind from in front of the 2A community is super important. So if that means creating other spaces where we have this kind of stage that we create, I hope that it'll provide sort of an open door type policy for people that might be curious to come in and see what's going on and see how people operate within the sphere of the 2A community and really get an idea of what we're like in our everyday lives. I mean, just when the camera turns on, it doesn't change who we are. It just focuses what we're talking about into more of a subject, right, that you might be clicking on to watch on the YouTube video. But I mean, behind the scenes, we're still just average people
Yeah.
with real lives, and we have real needs and things that we deal with. I mean, we take care of our families. We go to the park. We go to the lake. We do things. I mean, we go to movies. We're normal people. What you are exposed to is just the gun aspect of what we do, the firearms aspect. So I think doing it from a lifestyle perspective is super important, showing that you can be a gun guy and still be a normal dude.
One thing we're really interested in, this is an ulterior motive, is we want to be able to influence. Yeah, we want to be able to influence culture. If you really care about Second Amendment advocacy, you really want to protect the right to bear arms, let me tell you, political activism is not enough.
No.
It's just not. Because people don't understand, you've got the cultural stuff. That's how people see guns and see the world, and their philosophical, their theological, all their outlook and overview. That's kind of culture. Stuff they learn from their parents, their peers, the classroom, the church, what in entertainment.
How they're entertained.
Entertainment.
More than anything, maybe.
Entertainment now has more of your attention than ever before. How much time is the average person, whether you're in Georgia or downtown Los Angeles, how much time do you spend on Instagram, on Facebook, watching YouTube, or you're watching Tiger King on Netflix, whatever you're watching, movies, all this stuff. And man, that basically culture is massively influencing how somebody thinks and what they're going to demand of their politicians. And so we've got two different arms. We've got political activism, but we also have cultural influence. You guys operate more in the political spectrum. We do a lot of work behind the scenes. So we're giving money to all kinds of different Second Amendment advocacy groups. So one, we're doing that with our money. Also, we make political videos and posts. We do that, but we minor on it. We do it a little bit where we're really majoring on culture. We want to change people's perceptions about gun stuff. So what Evan and I are seeing in droves is people who have never owned a gun, people who are even anti-gun, who are coming over and now for the very first time saying, maybe gun stuff's okay. Maybe it's all right. But man, we are getting droves of people we're converting to gun culture who will later be Second Amendment advocates and are moving that way.
Wouldn't you think that the left kind of does that more? They say, hey, we're going to talk to your kids first, and then we're going to grow them up in this. And then we see with coronavirus, we have a lot of people going, hey, we need guns because we're not necessarily feeling safe in California. And they're pouring into this world right now faster than they ever have before. So that's pretty interesting.
It's changing hearts and minds at that point. I mean, comparing this to a spear is almost, unfair, right? It's not a spear. It's more like a trident, right? One of those, a couple of those tips of the trident hits you, you're still going to get stabbed just because the other one didn't hit you. So there are multiple ways to attack, this fight for our rights. And essentially, it does come down to human rights. It does come down to, what we hold dear. And there is a social aspect to the way that we fight this, and there's a political aspect. And I totally agree. I think it's important to be well-rounded and try to attack it from as many different angles as possible. However, I do agree, certainly, that there are most certainly people within the sphere that are stronger in some suits than others. And it's unfair to say that they're not doing anything or that they're doing very little just because it's simply different than what you may think is the right way to go. There's a lot of different ways to approach a fight. And if we look at the Second Amendment and the advocacy for the Second Amendment as a battleground, right? Well, not everybody's using the same weapons. Not everybody's using the same cover. Some people are coming from air, from land, from sea. There's a lot of different ways to approach a battlefield. And that battlefield, that is essentially the mind of the person. I mean, if we can change hearts and minds, as we say, in theater, you're looking to change hearts and minds. That's what we're really going after, is to try to make people understand the totality of their rights and how serious it is. But do it in a way that helps relate to their everyday life and what is the dearest to them. And that's ultimately our families, our communities, each other. And we hold that safety to be more important than anything else, even more than life. We care more about protecting what we love the most. And And I think that's a pragmatic approach. It's an effective approach, and it's an eye-opening way to look at it.
That's good. You need political activism, but you can't afford to lose the culture war too. So we both need absolutely both arms. And where we're political, we're not nearly as political as you are, and we love that you're out there doing that. But a lot of our following now demands that every time we speak into a microphone, we must be rallying the troops to march on D.C. And you're like, man,
we don't want that.
You don't understand the game we're playing. And we're thinking way out, and we want what you want. But we also understand, man, that this is chess, and we're playing it well.
We've got the weaponry of artistic experiment and entertainment, and that could be far more of a missile than marching on the Capitol. In some sense.
And you need both.
Yeah, you definitely
You
do.
need a recruiter to get them in the Army, then you need to train them, and then you need to mobilize them. But without the recruiter, no one's coming in. No one's coming in. And without the training, you send them off and mobilize them, but they're not going to win. And so you need the whole
Those recruitment
chain.
videos are pretty awesome, though. I have to say, I almost
Every
got me.
military dude is pissed at the recruitment videos because it's like, I'm not doing any of that. I'm scrubbing a pan.
I wanted to blow up stuff.
Well, every gun video is essentially a recruitment video for people to come into our culture and to embrace our culture.
That's cool.
So, some recruiting videos are entertaining and really fun, and it makes it look like you're going to be a Mr. Awesome. And then, some recruiting videos are death by PowerPoint. So, it's different ways to attack that situation. Okay.
Yeah.
We have as a channel, and I'm not sure if it's been evident, those of you that may or may not have seen a lot of our stuff over the years. I mean, I think we're up to like episode 265 on Gun Gripes or something crazy like that. So it's been quite a long time that we've been filming Gun Gripes. But for those of you that don't know, we have always been super, super inclusive with as many different people within the 2A community as we possibly can. We love to give other folks a voice within our community, small and large, because everyone's voice is important. So we always love to do cross-promotional videos with other channels because it shows solidarity, right? And also, there are probably people within the 2A community that think that my methods are a little bit too forward, and they may choose to not associate with me for that reason. And that's okay. I completely understand that we're all in different places in life and in what we're trying to do, okay? But we feel that all-inclusiveness is super important for furthering our rights and to showing diversity not only in opinion, but showing diversity in just the way that we all accomplish the same goal. So we encourage anybody within our sphere that if you want to reach out and be on Gun Gripes with us, or if you'd like to come on our podcast, don't be afraid to let us know. We'll be happy to accommodate you. And I feed pretty well too when you come, don't I?
Woo. Man, we ate awesome.
We had filet mignons. Tried not to get bit by your dogs. Had to feed them a little bit.
Your dogs are not welcoming.
I need to get a I survived lily patch to give everybody.
Man, you crushed those steaks. Those were amazing. What was that amazing beer / port / scotch?
He's got the Utopias.
Sam Adams Utopias.
Oh, man.
What? Come
He's got
on,
the
man.
Sam Adams Utopias, the filet mignon. We had mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
You want to come on the
Brandy
show.
buys me a bottle of Utopias every year for Christmas.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Utopias is hard to get because not only do they produce so few bottles, but the other thing is because the alcohol content is so high for a beer, it's actually you're not able
like
to
a
buy it in
liquor.
Georgia.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, you can't purchase it in Georgia.
Yeah, it
You
was
have to
like
go out of
drinking
state.
hard liquor.
Yeah. It's I want to say like a 29% beer.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
awesome.
it's pretty high. Well, anyway, John, thank you, Evan, thank you so much for being on the channel and being a part of what we do. And we really appreciate that you guys support us. I know we don't always agree on everything because that would be boring, right?
Yeah,
Life's
super
boring if you agree on everything.
Yep.
So I know there are some things that we as a community may not see eye to eye on, and that's okay, right? You can be family, right? You sit down at Thanksgiving table and you have an argument with somebody in your family. It's not that you don't love your family. It's just that, hey, you have a conflicting point of view, but it doesn't mean they're still not your family. So we appreciate you being a part of our overall lifeblood here in terms of what we do. And you are a returning guest. You've been here many times. so I haven't been able to chase you off yet.
No,
you
you're not.
gotta
You're not
come
going
visit.
to.
You gotta come
friends.
visit us up in our neck of the woods.
I would
man.
love to.
We're not far away, and also, guys, if I can speak directly to your audience, we're going to have these guys on our channel as well.
That's
So
right.
we just recorded some content, and then some higher content as well. That'll be network exclusive stuff. So anyway,
WPSN.com.
those things.
If you're interested.
So anyway, man, thanks for letting us rack out here and eat all your food. And I'm not done eating your food. So
No.
Yeah, we've
we're
still
about
got
to go
more
get a
food to eat. Guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. We hope you enjoyed it. We wanted to give you kind of a little peek into what John Lovell's doing right now in his world, and we try to stay abreast of what's going on, and we always support our fellow content creators. I'll be signing up for his network. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Many more videos on the way. We can't wait to see you. We've been filming like madmen. Lots of stuff going on. We are getting back into filming, so much more on the way. Thank you. We'll see you soon. Along with John Lovell's beard.